Hello everyone, my name is William Willis. This is my persuasive speech on why setting goals is so important. Contrary to beliefs that setting goals is in this series, it's been proven that it's more effective in the long run. I can recall a time when I had my first daughter. She was like a ray of sunshine to me. I'll never forget the first time I laid eyes on her. I'll also never forget how hard it was raising her with no support or income whatsoever. It had to have been about 3 months after she was born that I realized that I felt like my life was kind of going down drain. It wasn't because she was born, but more or less because I had failed to plan for her arrival. I didn't prepare myself. I had dropped out of school a couple of months before she was born, which was a very big mistake. Although I found a job, it wasn't enough to support my family at the time. I had to come up with something quick, or we would have been homeless. It hit me at that moment. I needed to make a plan, set goals for myself, or I will never make it out of this predicament at that point in time. The first thing was I needed to get myself back in school. That was the first and most important thing. The second thing was seeing that I make sure I graduate, since it was my senior year of school when I dropped out. And the third thing, my final goal, was to go to the military to start a career for myself and get me and my family out of that predicament. See, the key to creating a success is to plan. Set goals, start off small, work your way up. You can start by making short-term goals, then long-term goals. Today, we'll discuss three things. First things, what are goals? Secondly, why are setting goals so important? The third thing, how can setting goals change your life? Let's begin by answering ourselves the first question. What are goals? Goals are results desired or envisioned by a person that requires effort. We usually set goals as a marker to bigger goals in hopes to accomplish a particular task. For instance, making a cake. The ultimate goal is to successfully bake that cake so you can eat it. There are steps that you have to follow to get to that point, though. Being our short-term goals, these are simple and quick steps that ultimately lead to the grand finale, which is baking the cake. Goals can be used to complete many things, whether it be moving up in a workplace, obtaining a degree, or saving money. They are a part of everything you do, whether you know it or not. Not only do they allow you to feel more motivated, you achieve your goals as well. Not only do they allow you to feel more motivated when you achieve your goals, they are also a way that you can get closer to the big goals that seem very hard to reach. Creating success is not something that just happens by chance. It takes preparation and effort, which brings me to my next point. Step 2, why setting goals are so important. Goals create stepping stones for success, but they motivate a person to drive towards and focus on future accomplishments. Think about doctors, lawyers, judges, and even business owners. A lot of them wouldn't be in the position they are today had they not set long-term and short-term goals. Without a plan, there is no recipe for success. You need a plan in order to know how to reach the next level. This is what makes goals so important. Imagine trying to bake that cake. You want that cake you wanted, but you don't know the first step to cooking. Or better yet, how about starting a business with your friend selling products you want to make? How can you start when you don't know where? How are you going to know the first thing to do if you can't figure out the steps? The answer is simple. You can't. Creating goals are essential in our everyday lives. You have to start somewhere. Why not start with building the plan, which is your foundation? Think about it. With goals, what could happen? How could you change something? How could your life change? Which brings me to my last and final topic. Topic 3. How can setting goals change your life? Imagine life without the worry of where to go next, what to do next. That will relieve more than just a little stress, and also leave a lot more time to accomplish those tasks at hand. No more having to go do things at the last minute because you finally figure out where to go or what to do. Or imagine building your way up the ladder of a career, starting small but prepared to complete all tasks because you have a plan. Or in my case, imagine the thought of bringing my future children into the world without worry. Even though they don't understand at a young age, they still suffer when we do. To this day, I set goals so that I am prepared. Setting goals could be the reason or final tool you need to get that job you always wanted or the degree you always wanted. You have to remember, you have to start somewhere, and it's important to have a plan. So not only does goal creation create a less stressful life, but it also gives your life a roadmap. Let's review the highlights. Today we learned topic 1. We learned what goals were. The second thing we learned, why setting goals were so important. And last but not least, how creating goals could change your life. I would like to leave you with one of the greatest quotes I've heard by Benjamin Franklin, the father of time. Failing to plan is planning to fail. Let me repeat that. Failing to plan is planning to fail. Thank you.